Hi guys, Jennifer Grossi here. We're gonna do a quick flow, start to warm up your body today. You can do it as many times as you'd like in a row. You can keep repeating it until you get the desired effect of awesome feelings. So let's get started. Making your way to your mat. I'm just gonna start to settle into a downward dog here so you can roll down through your spine, walk your hands out, easy through your knees. And once you arrive in that downward dog, just start to move around. You can rock your hips, maybe soften one knee and then the other. Start to feel your shoulders softening, opening up. And then when you are ready to settle into your downward dog, just pressing into your heels, spreading your fingers wide, letting your head and neck release. And taking a big inhale, lift your heels high. On your exhale, release your heels right back down. And letting your head hang heavy, gently round forward to your high plank, just rolling on out. Shoulders are right over the wrists, and from here you can start to move, maybe leaning forward into the fingertips, back into the heels, swaying around, warming up your core, warming up your wrists. And take another deep inhale here. A nice big exhale, lift your hips all the way up and back. Softening through the knees, we'll start to walk to the front of the mat, one step at a time, just feeling through the backs of your legs. Once you reach the top of your mat, take a big inhale, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, just fold deeply down. You can add some softness to your knees, maybe grab opposite elbows, just draping forward. And just relaxing your arms from here, we'll roll up to stand one notch at a time. Head's the last thing to come up. Once you reach the top, take a big inhale as your arms float high, opening through your chest. And on your exhale, release right back into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen your spine long. And pressing down into your hands, we'll step back into high plank. From your high plank, we'll lower halfway down. Inhale through your upward dog. Roll your chest open, shoulders soften away from those ears. And then float your hips all the way up and back to your downward dog. Take a deep inhale. Take a deep exhale. We'll inhale that right leg up toward the ceiling, downward dog split. You can open those hips here, maybe bend the knee. You can roll the ankle around, just feel some space in your body. And then round forward, placing your right foot behind your left hand. Once your foot arrives there, lift your hips, fold over that front shin. You can keep softness in the knees. This is a deep stretch here, a little scissoring through your legs. So in the beginning, it may be pretty deep, may not feel amazing right now, so just take your time into it, just breathe. And from here, crawling your fingertips over toward the left side of your mat, continue walking all the way around until you're facing the back of your mat. And we'll come into a low lunge. Softening that back knee down, you can untuck the back toes, and just breathe. Add a little softness here. And walking your hands up the front thigh, roll your shoulders away from your ears. Big inhale leans you back. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Tuck your back toes under. Shift your hips back. Runner's lunge. So take a nice big inhale when you arrive. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Release right into yourself. Let that head drop. And we'll slowly start to come forward again, coming back into your low lunge. Pressing into your fingertips, tuck the back toes under, start to lift your hips high into your pyramid pose. On your exhale, fold, release. And we're gonna start to make our way back into low lunge. Pressing into your feet, take a deep inhale, lift through high lunge, turn to the front of your mat. Exhale, hands down, step back into your high plank. Lower halfway down. Inhale through your upward dog, roll your chest open. Deep exhale, float your hips high, downward dog. And we're gonna move to the left side. Inhale that left leg high, downward dog split. You can open up the hips here. Just feel your neck releasing, maybe roll the ankle around. And then from here, rounding forward, left foot behind your right hand. Once the foot arrives, start to lift your hips. Exhale, fold, release. So your back foot is gonna be a little bit over toward the left side of the mat. And your right foot's going to be over toward, your left foot's going to be over toward the right side of the mat. So the scissoring effect, breathing into your IT bands. And slowly start to crawl your fingertips around to the right. Unwind. Come into your low lunge to face the back of the mat. Ease your back knee. Untuck the back toes and breathe. Maybe a little softness, a little sway, just releasing. Walking your hands up the front thigh, roll your chest away from the thigh, open up. Take a deep inhale, deep exhale. And fingertips slide to the mat. Tuck your back toes under, shift your hips back. Runner's lunge. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, release a little bit here. Take your moment here, maybe a little sway. And starting to look forward, crawl yourself back into low lunge. Tucking those back toes under, float your hips high. Pyramid, softly drawing your right hip back in space, left hip forward in space, squaring it off. Bending your front knee, we'll press into the feet. Inhale, lift through high lunge. Turn to face the front of your mat. Press into your hands, step back into your high plank. Lower halfway down. Inhale, open to your upward dog. Big exhale, float your hips high, downward dog. Nice, guys, take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. And let's keep moving. Inhale, right leg high, downward dog, split, opening through the hips. Exhale, right foot behind the left hand. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale, fold deeply. Unwind your legs to your low lunge to the back of the mat. Pressing into your right hand, left hand floats high, twisted low lunge. You can look up to the top hand, just leaning the top shoulder back. And start to shift your weight into your right hand, outer edge of your right foot, floating into your side plank. Sweeping that left foot to the back of the mat, putting a little lift through your hips. And then exhale, release that left hand into your plank, left knee to your nose, hover. Inhale, lift the leg high. Exhale, that left knee to your left elbow, hover. Inhale, lift the leg high. Exhale, cross it to the right elbow, hover. Inhale to lift the leg high. Rounding forward, low lunge. Pressing into your feet, spin the back heel down, floating up to warrior two. And take a moment here to settle in, softening through your shoulders. And let's put some length in it. Big inhale, lift high. Exhale, release. Tip back to reverse. And slide forward, extended angle. So forearm rests on that front thigh. Top arm can float forward. Shoulders roll away from your ears, feeling your hips opening up. Take another deep inhale. And deep exhale. Pressing into your feet, come through warrior two. Tip it back to reverse. Lengthen your front leg long. Exhale, lean forward, triangle pose, reaching through both sides of your waist. Bottom hand can float or graze the mat. Top hand reaches high. If you want to look up toward the top fingertips, that may feel nice on your neck. Another deep inhale. Deep exhale. And just go ahead and fold over that left leg, coming back through a pyramid pose. Release through your head and neck. Start to pivot your toes over toward the right side of your mat. Wide-legged forward fold, heels pivot behind the toes, and fold. You can add a little softness, a little movement here through your hips, just warming up. Another deep inhale. Deep exhale. Pressing into your fingertips, heels in, toes out. We'll round up into a goddess pose, sinking into your hips, arms float high. Softness through the shoulders. And we'll take an inhale, lift an inch. Exhale to soften. Big inhale up. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Big inhale, lengthen the legs. Warrior two to face the front of your mat. Nice big inhale, tip back, reverse. Floating forward, half moon. Fingertips reach toward the mat, back leg floats. Feel your hips opening up. Top hand can reach high, maybe shifting your gaze up to the fingertips. Releasing through warrior three, rolling your head down. And we'll take that into a revolved half moon, floating your right hand high. Roll your belly to the right. You can add some softness here in those knees. Releasing the fingertips, standing split. Relax your head, your neck, top leg floats high. If you want to bend that knee, feel free, maybe a little soft sway. And then gently release your foot to the front of the mat, forward fold, let it go. And we're gonna roll up to chair pose, deep bend in the knees, arms float high. On your exhale, just sitting back, you can look down, make sure your knees aren't over your toes. You can see those toes, weight is toward the heels. A little lift through your chest. From here, we'll rise up onto the tips of our toes, pressing firmly into both corners of the feet, so right side and left side. Inner thighs squeezing together. Take a deep inhale, deep exhale. Another deep breath in, deep breath out. Last big inhale, big exhale, soften. Inhale, release the heels, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Press into your hands, step back into your high plank. Lowering halfway down. Inhale through your upward dog. Big exhale to float your hips up and back, downward dog. Take a deep inhale, deep exhale. Let's move to the left side, big inhale, left leg high, downward dog split. Feel free to open up your hips. Left foot comes behind your right wrist. Once the foot lands, inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, fold over that front shin. Slowly start to unwind to the back of your mat. Your right foot is in front, left hand is down, twisted low lunge. Floating that right hand high, you can look up at the top fingertips and just breathe. And from here, we're gonna roll open into a side plank. Shift your weight into your left hand, outer edge of your left foot. Sweep your right foot right on top of that back foot. Once you arrive, put a little lift in your hips. Big breath in, big breath out. We're gonna roll to high plank, releasing your right hand down, right knee to your nose, hover. Big inhale, lift the leg high. Right knee taps your right elbow, hover. Inhale to lift high. Exhale, cross it to your left elbow, hover. Inhale, lengthen high. And gently round forward to your low lunge. Spinning your back heel down, warrior two, circling the arms up and settling in. Take a moment if you need to adjust your stance at all. Fix your pants. Once you're settled, we'll take a deep inhale, lengthen high. Exhale, release. Tip it back to reverse here, lengthening through that right side of your waist. An extended angle, forearm can rest on the front thigh, top arm floats forward, shoulders roll away from your ears, and feeling equal pressure in both feet as you settle. Take a deep inhale, big exhale. And pressing into your feet, come back through warrior two. Tip it back to reverse, lengthening your front leg long, and start to make your way forward, triangle pose, reaching far, and then gently releasing. Maybe looking up to the top hand. That doesn't feel great on your neck, you can drop your gaze. Another big inhale to lean back. And then on your exhale, we're gonna fold over that right shin, release your head and neck, just drape, let it go. And start to walk your fingertips over toward the left side of your mat, heels right behind the toes, wide-legged forward fold. This side, if you wanna interlace those hands behind your back, pressing the heels of the hands together, allow those shoulders to release. You can bend one knee, the other, just let it go. And then taking your time, relax your arms down. Press into your fingertips. Heels come in, toes point out a little bit. And sink into your hips. Roll up into your goddess pose. Arms can float high. So your feet don't have to be exaggeratedly turned out. You want a natural stance here. And if you're feeling frisky, you can lift your heels high. We've got a few breaths on your inhale, lift an inch. Exhale, soften. Another deep inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Big inhale up. Exhale, sink it low. And release your heels. Inhale, lift everything high. Warrior two to the front of your mat. Tipping it back to reverse. Start to float forward, half moon pose. So shifting your weight into that left foot, left fingertips release toward the mat. Right hand floats high. Lots of energy through that top back leg. If you want to look toward the top fingertips, feel free. And then rolling your hip down, coming through that warrior three. So maybe that heel's pressing toward the back of the room. And pressing into your right fingertips, left hand high. Take this twist. You can add softness. Maybe look up toward the top fingertips as you roll open. And then we'll release to standing split. Fingertips come down. Let your head drop. Let that top leg lift. And take a moment, take a breath. If you want to bend the knee, feel free to add that softness. And then we'll gently release that top leg down toward the mat, forward fold. And start to float up to your chair pose, deep bend in the knees. Inhale, arms float high. Exhale to sit it back. And again, just softening into this chair pose. And we'll float up onto the toes, so lifting the heels high, inner thighs still squeezed together. Take an inhale. And exhale. Another deep breath. And exhale. Last big inhale. Big exhale. Release your heels. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Pressing down into your hands, we'll step back into high plank. Lowering halfway down. Inhale through your upward dog. Big exhale, float the hips high, downward dog. And from here, you can just release your knees toward the mat. Take your child's pose. Nice big inhale to your lower back, middle back, upper back. Big exhale to let it go. All right, guys, so you can continue with that flow as many times as you'd like until your whole body feels really nice. Thanks for doing yoga with me, and I'll see you next time.